Morning. Look, he's had a tough day. It's Monday, day after Easter. It's crappy, as you can tell by all the mud puddles. South wind though. Supposed to be 30-40 mile an hour breezes today. We haven't got there yet. It's probably 60. And this is supposed to turn into a windy, crappy thunderstorm, and then it's going to be in the low to mid 40s right through next weekend. Temperatures at night are supposed to be high 20s, low 30s. Chance of some snow rain mix. Not good. Crappy. So anyways, I wanted to show you. This is what we do in the winter sometimes. So Chelsea and I have been playing ping pong lately. See, this is like a rec center here in the winter. We got the basketball hoop. So we play some basketball in the winter. We got a ping pong table. I've moved most of this stuff so that we could get the seat in and everything. Underneath that old sheet right there is a foosball table. Chelsea and I play some foosball during the winter sometimes. Foosball. So it's the Denison Rec Center during the winter. She wants to play ping pong again today, which I told her that's fine, seems it's, rainy, crappy. I had to open the shop doors though, because holy crap, it was like 40 degrees in here yesterday. It was cold. So COVID-19, how's everybody surviving? Our county that we're in, I don't know, 78,000 people roughly. We're up to 31 cases now. Our health department has finally released the information from town to town. As a lot of you know who've seen my previous videos, I'm on my county legislature. I represent 3 towns up here, which is towards the north end of the county, which is the second largest district. And people were getting pissed. They wanted to know how many people in each town had it. So we finally released that information, which I thought was good because people deserve to know that. So, buddy, he don't care as long as he doesn't get coronavirus. Huh, dude? Yeah. But anyways, hopefully this week, even though it's going to be chilly, it's supposed to be somewhat dry other than those few chances of wet snow and rain. We got some ditching to do. My cousin Ronnie's about done down to the muck cleaning ditches. We're going to clean some here in the home farm. We still have tiling to do. It looks on the extended forecast pretty much crappy right through about March. God, let's not go back to March. April 22nd or so, about the next close to 10 days. So I'll probably add more onto this video when we start doing that stuff. So, because it's, as you can see, yucky today. All right, we'll see you when we get doing some other things.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna show you some regular time ping pong now. Oh, 1 serving 0.
No, I don't like you.
1 serving 1.
You're not nice.
She doesn't like me when I score against her.
No, you're not nice.
1 serving 2. Just spiked it in her face if you couldn't see that.
Between my eyes.
2 serving 2. Your
Is
serve.
there a mark?
No, there's no mark.
Oh, okay. Did it hit the table first though?
3 serving 2.
And you spiked it?
Yeah.
Oh, it counts. No!
3 serving 3. Alright, don't make an old man have to bend over so much.
No. Dang it!
4 serving 3.
No way I hit that!
Your
Oh,
serve.
it's me.
3
Okay.
serving 5. Oh,
Yes.
you see that? I had a hole in my paddle.
No, he just sucks.
4 serving 5.
No!
What?
That's not fair!
My serve.
I didn't jump off the gator to hit that, okay? I'm not 6 foot.
6 serving 4.
And I can't jump.
Ah, 6 serving 5.
No way!
5 serving 7.
Oh, it's me.
Your serve. Ah, 6 serving 7.
No!
8 serving 6.
Kidding me? Why did I hit that?
Oh, it hits the corner of the table. 8 serving 7.
No. Ow! I hit my pinky.
Your serve. 7 serving 9.
Ow. No.
7 serving 9.
Dad, have I done anything if you spike it and I hit it, it hits the ceiling, and then it just hits your side? And it's self-defense, but I saved the ball.
Ah, 8 serving 9.
No.
Oh my god. 9
It's
serving 9.
raining. No!
You go get it. 9 serving 10. Gain a point.
I don't know where it went.
It's back there somewhere.
I know, I'll find it. Where'd it go? Did it go here or
You
here?
hit right directly behind you.
There's a big mess. I'll find it. It's okay. It's not behind the board. It might be under there, but I'm not crawling on the floor.
Alright, get it on the ball out.
Okay.
That ball's
It's
probably
right here.
underneath
It's
the...
right here.
Oh, you found it?
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm just stupid and like don't look.
Alright.
Whose serve is it?
Yours. 9 serving gain point. 9 to 10.
My thingy still hurts. It's causing me to not play as well.
Yes. 11-9. Winner.
My thingy hurts though.
Alright, that's enough boring you with ping pong. We'll come back with other things later in the week. Thursday morning, April 16th. Mother Nature decided last night that we hadn't had enough of the white shit yet, apparently. So she was going to give us a little more. But, I mean, there's that strange yellow orb in the sky. So, it'll be gone shortly. But it just continually adds to our moisture. Not a lot, but it adds some, unfortunately. Hopefully, after this week. Of course, I said that last week, but then they changed the forecast and brought this whole cold spell through, and I see places in the Midwest have had snow also, but you can't tell, but my wife actually mowed the lawn yesterday. Yeah, because it was getting up there and needed to be mowed. It's crazy, but what are you gonna do? All right, so I'm in the shop. As you can see, it's 40 degrees in here. Yes, it's chilly, but it's 38 degrees outside. So And as you saw a little while ago in the video, it was, whoa, almost dropped it. It was snowing, or we had snow. I showed you the sun, but that disappeared. Now there's actually a little bit of snow coming down. Crazy. I could probably turn the heater on, but the only problem is, as you can see, this whole section in front of the curtain is insulated with tin, or insulation behind the tin and then tinned off, and the back's not. So, and there's Buddy. Hey, he's eating mud off of the gator. Good job. Must be the minerals in it. So it wouldn't do a very good job of keeping this warm. So we'll just deal with it. Had a few questions about the planter. One person, I'm assuming the people that questioned obviously aren't farmers, and that's fine. I get it, and I'll try to answer your questions. So one person was wondering how it unfolded, which I showed. All right, these are dry fertilizers, what we use. So you got your 4 dry fertilizer hoppers. See the hoses coming down, 1 for every 2 rows. This is your fertilizer discs, which are, if you look back through there, they're offset about 2 inches to the side of where the seed goes in. This is a no-till bubble disc that runs in front of the seed disc. This is where the seed comes down. I showed you this before. This does your depth of what you want the seed to go in the ground. I don't have row cleaners because, as I've told you, our corn goes on bean stubble from last year, and we usually chisel plow. So we don't have a lot of trash. I'll crawl across here. We don't have a lot of trash on the ground, so we don't really need row cleaners. The seed units, spring down pressure. I don't have any of the automated air down pressure and all that. Now, this is an 8-row planter. I do not have the electric clutches on it. When I bought this, I think that was almost a $5,000 option. And being 8-row, I couldn't justify it. Do we have fields that aren't square? Obviously, we all do. So you end up overlapping a little seed out into your headland. But with today's poly grain heads, you really do harvest that seed. So I guess my question is, when you see some of these channels on YouTube that are spending tens of thousands of dollars for all these add-ons, and they're saying best money ever spent, it'll pay for itself. Well, I'd like to know over how many years it'll pay for itself. The row shutoffs I get, don't get me wrong, especially on a planter 12-row or bigger, but I couldn't justify. I mean, if you figure $5,000 on an 8-row, you know, that's 10 on a 16, 15 on a 24. Is it really worth it? I don't know. Do you save that much seed before things start wearing out? I don't know. So I don't do GPS. I have the marker arms, which you can see right there. Obviously, there's one on the other end too. For those of you who wonder, we don't have hardly any flat ground or very good reception to start with GPS. So that arm folds out, and that disc makes your mark in the dirt to follow, and it's pretty much right in the center of the tractor for your next time around. Look, he's wore out already. We just got here, buddy. Still got the ping pong table set up. I guess as long as the weather stays crappy, I'll leave it set up for Chelsea and I. So I'll probably put this video out, and then I'll do another one when we get around to doing the ditch cleaning that we want to do, and when we get around to doing the tiling. We got a couple of blown out tiles that are running water on top of the ground that we got to dig up and figure out and fix. God, this weather just sucks. But now, like last week when I said they were showing better weather, they are actually showing around the 22nd or so. So it looks like another week that we're finally going to get back up to around 60. And then it looks like it should gradually keep going. God, I hope so. But one other thing I wanted to add. I'm sure a lot of you watch the national news. You know that New York State is the epicenter of Corona. And you've probably seen our wonderful governor on TV numerous times. Yeah, well, I think he's just setting himself up for a 2024 run for president. Part of me says that's a good idea because then the rest of you can deal with the idiot too. But he just did an executive order coming Friday, which is tomorrow, the 17th. You're going to love this. Anyone out in public who cannot social distance, in other words, you're going to be in a crowd of people, must wear some sort of mask. It can be a bandana. It can be a t-shirt around your face. It can be any kind of cloth thing that you can make. But yeah, 3-4 weeks ago, all we heard was, oh, he was on TV screaming at people that were going out in public with those. You can't do that. You got to have the N95. N95, that's the only mask that you can have. Happen to have some right over here, so might as well do it for effect. You know, where is it? N95, yep, the dust mask that we use when we go in the bins and clean them out and whatnot. Those are the only things you can have. But now all of a sudden, as of tomorrow, and this is exactly how they worded the executive order. If you cannot social distance while being outside and you're coming, so if you're out walking in the park, you can keep it down around your neck. But then when you come upon a group of people, put it up over your face. Really, dude? So 3-4 weeks ago, that was horrible, but now it's okay. Basically what it amounts to is New York State was $5 to $6 billion in the hole to start with. This has now doubled our deficit, which he's trying to squeeze out of the federal government, as you see on TV when he does his press conferences. So we're realizing that we're bankrupting this state, like many states are going bankrupt because of this. And we need to get people back to work. So here's our excuse for getting them back to work. Rather than just come out and admit, you know what, we probably should have done this right from the beginning and just let this thing do what it's going to do. Take precautions, but let it do what it's going to do rather than kill the economy. But no politician's going to be willing to admit that they were wrong. So, and here's the other thing too, and I'll quit after this rant. CDC, not me, CDC numbers. And don't quote me because I can't remember exactly, but I think it was around 17% of people that commit suicide in this country do it for financial reasons. So are we going to track that? Because those are technically going to be COVID-19 deaths, aren't they? People that have lost their jobs, people that can't afford to make their mortgage payments, people that are draining their IRAs and their 401ks to pay their bills. When, stop and think about it, the people making these decisions right now are all people that are still getting their paycheck, and they're all taxpayer-funded paychecks. And after they put in their 25 years, they can retire on their taxpayer-funded pensions. So, I'm sorry. If you go back through the videos, for all you newbies, because I've had quite a few new subscribers, you'll see that I'm on my county legislature here. I am not a politician, so this kind of shit drives me nuts. But I want to thank all my new subscribers. And I also want to ask you, new subscribers, if you don't want to go back through and look at all my videos, go back through and look at the one called Then and Now. You'll see a split screen picture of my dad and me. And I think it says farming 1930 through 2020, something like that. It's about a half-an-hour video I did interviewing my dad. It was pretty cool. And that one I really like, and I think other people would like it too. So for you new subscribers, check it out if you want to. He was like 7 years old before they got electricity. You know, his dad and my uncle, or great uncle, be my dad's uncle, worked together working the ground with teams of horses. So here's a man who lived through seeing electricity, seeing automation, so to speak, tractors, seeing a man being put on the moon, and then seeing what we farm with today compared to what he saw when he was born coming out of the Great Depression. It's just, I enjoyed doing the video, and I think people enjoy watching it. Everyone who commented on it enjoyed watching it. So I'm going to end this one now because I hate to get them too long, because if you're like me, your attention span's, you know, not that great. So give me the thumbs up if you would, subscribe if you haven't, and hopefully the weather turns around a little here and we can get to doing some ditching and some tiling and crap like that, so we can actually get to use that thing and you can see us doing some farming. All right, see you later.